Angel Reese is a protected species. One, absolutely true. Two, has absolutely zero racial connotation in this statement. And yet, number three, Angel Reese is doubling down, and the WNBA is making it even worse, as I mentioned in a previous video, with suspending Toronto Tempo coach Sandy Brondello for simply making a true statement on the bench of a game that had nothing to do with race. The WNBA determined to start, shall we say, since YouTube doesn't like certain words and phrases, a conflict based on skin color. This is the exact wrong thing for the WNBA to be doing at this time. There's more we need to talk about. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciate all of your support. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Shout out, of course, to the 19. I think we have one more game heading into the All-Star break. Now, I did the video. I mentioned Sandy and what she said, and then she apologized, and the WNBA still suspended her. And now Sandy talks about it again, and Angel Reese decides to weigh in. And does she calm the waters? Does she say, hey, you know what? Thinking about it now, and I'm not expecting Angel to say, hey, you know what? I completely made it up and I'm a liar and had nothing to do with race. But at the very least, you could say, hey, you know what? It was the heat of the moment. Sandy didn't really mean much about it, but it still was hurtful. I accept her apology, move on. Now, for me, that's not enough. I think Angel Reese actually needs to be punished by the WNBA. That's not going to happen, but we'll get into why in a moment. I'm not overreacting. It's not, oh, it's because it's Angel Reese. It is a pattern of behavior, and it is detrimental to the growth of the WNBA. And that is the key issue, what Kathy has to take into consideration. But no, Kathy makes it worse. And hey, Adam, it's time, my man. It's time. I mean, this happened after you had to step in on the Alyssa Thomas issue. Kathy Engelbert cannot run this league. The asylum is running I should say the inmates in the asylum are running the league, and that is never a good thing. So let's dig in. First, we're going to listen to a clip for Sandy. I think it's about a minute and a half long. I'm going to let this, it's a little longer, but it's about a minute and a half that's really the most relevant in there. Play this. We're going to talk about it. And then we're going to give you the shocking comments from Angel Reese. Absolute tard.
Angel, um, straight after the game because the statement, I wanted to put that out as soon as I woke up, and I reached out to him after the game. I thought that was important to the GM and asking to speak to Angel because she doesn't really know me very well. I have a ton of respect for her, and but I wanted to make sure that it was an emotional statement, and it's in a statement that's often it's very common in Australia, and it wasn't directed at Angel. I'd never do that to any kind of player. That's not the kind of coach I am, or a player back in my day, and it was just unfortunate. So I was pretty emotional with Niara, her being injured again, and I made a comment that it's very that Australians we say all the time, and unfortunately I should have, you know, took a breath and realised where I am. Like in America, because I know racism is such a big issue here. Um, but hopefully, I've been in this league for 27 years, and obviously I have never had any issues like this because these are all my teammates, and I've learned so much from the black players that I've coached and that I've had on staff, and I know I'm not racist, so it's a really unfortunate situation. So, but I really, I wanted to apologise whenever Angel's ready. I have, reached out to their organisation and very sincere because I never want that to happen to anyone.
Okay. Sandy, here's the problem. And I think this is true of a lot of nice people out there. Is you allow that, and we've talked about that in situations with Caitlin Clark. You're allowing that to cause more problems. You're being taken advantage of and causing more problems. First, for any of you that have ever traveled, especially if you are not white, you know that it's America's. It's funny to hear her talk about that in America because I think I've heard other people say that as well when specific in other situations, but also specifically now about Sandy's phrase. If you travel though, if you're well traveled, especially if you're not white, you'll understand something real quick. Despite what our media gives us, despite what hoaxsters and hucksters like Angel Reese give us, America is the least racist country in the world. If that pisses some of you off, I don't know what to tell you. Get bent. It's just the fact. It is the fact. But here's the problem, Sandy. You already screwed yourself over. You put yourself in this position when you have to sit there and say, "Oh, I know I'm not racist." No, you're done. You're cooked. You ruined it with the apology in the first place. You should have said. You should have laughed. You should have said, "What? This is ridiculous." You might as well say, "Hey, it's sunny outside," and somehow that gets turned into racism as well. You said nothing wrong. Nothing you said had anything to do with race, and you should have stood on that. There was no apology necessary. If I were you right now, I'd be lining up my lawyers because I'd be suing Angel Reese and I'd be suing Kathy Engelbert individually, and I would be suing the WNBA, and I would be suing anyone in media who is portraying this in a racial way because it is a lie. It is 100% a lie. And if you can hear it getting to me in my voice, it's because I'm pissed and I'm sick of this crap. This this is not the America that we used to be. We are going the wrong way. Certain people like Angel Reese are pulling us in that direction. Kathy Engelbert, absolute scumbag, doubling down on this crap by suspending the coach who did not a freaking thing wrong. This is a trash league full of trash people. I swear the terrorists in Afghanistan are better. So sick of this crap. And what does Angel Reese do? She doubles down and she makes it worse, like the absolute low IQ buffoon of a clown that she is.
Hello, everyone. I'm sure everyone knows about the situation that happened last game, and I'm going to address this
There was no situation last game, you freaking moron.
one time. First, I appreciate Sandy's apology, but also appreciate the love and support that I have had for the last 48 hours. It has been very overwhelming with a lot of love and also other things, but I am grateful that the league did take action on what the situation had happened. There's no place for discrimination or hate in this league from anyone, from fans to coaches to players. And I'm just grateful that we are able to move on from the situation and just play winning basketball. The WNBA is supposed to be positive, and we are going in a great light right now. So I just want to continue that and move forward.
WNBA is supposed to be, I don't even know what the hell that means for a sports league, but let me be very clear right now because I've defended her in certain situations. Angel Reese is the lowest. She is an absolute scumbag. She is a liar. She is a piece of crap. She is a narcissist. And if you heard her, she is a hoaxer. She is a race hustler. And she is one of the most privileged people in the entire freaking world by being a black woman who is a professional athlete in America. And all she does is lie and play victim and ruin other people's lives. She's glad that Sandy Brondello got suspended for doing nothing wrong. And if you listen to her in the beginning, she talked about the love and support she's getting. And that is the key to what this is all about. That is almost the same exact response she gave when she lied about Caitlin Clark fans at a game in Indy to start the 2025 season. What did that do? That led to an investigation by the WNBA that took what, weeks? Nothing was found. Was Angel Reese forced to apologize? No. Was Angel Reese suspended? No. Was Angel Reese disciplined in any way, shape, or form? No. Did the WNBA apologize to the fans that have allowed the league to take the next step? The only reason anyone knows anything about this freaking trash league is Caitlin Clark fans. Were they given an apology? No. They weren't even given an apology by the Indiana Fever organization. They weren't even stood up for when the investigation was announced by the Indiana Fever organization. This is Jussie Smollett on steroids. And all the WNBA has done here is fan the flames and make things a million times worse going forward. Because guess what, folks? Thankfully, now it's not enough to stop morons like Angel Reese. It's not enough to stop morons like Kathy Engelbert from suspending Sandy Brondello. But let me tell you, the backlash has been great. People are tired. We all know this playbook. We're seeing it over and over again. There is not a decent human being on the planet who looks at what Sandy Brondello says and goes, racism. It doesn't even cross their mind. And oh, by the way, let me read you something since a lot of people have to have it in this way. Hey, remember Temi Fagbenle? Fan favorite in Indianapolis in 2024. By the way, after the statement that I'm going to read to you that she made, someone tried to turn again the Indy fan base into a racist by saying how much they, Tammy, remember how mean the Indiana Fever fans were to you and blah blah woof woof. The Indiana Fever fans were pissed that Temi Fagbenle was not protected in the expansion draft. So don't give us that crap. She was loved by the Indiana Fever fans. She was loved by the Caitlin Clark fans. They didn't want her unprotected, and then they wanted her back. So let's not get that crap. But this is Temi Fagbenle, folks, because well, she knows Sandy Brondello, obviously. Protected species is a figure of speech. And I see nothing suspension worthy with what Sandy Brondello said. Species is the unfortunate and touchy word of this well known phrase, especially in the US's racially charged climate. But if she was saying it about Caitlin Clark, an appropriate comparison re popularity, there would be no outrage now, would there? Suspension is laughable. Nailed it. This is all about power, folks. This is about Angel Reese, the narcissist, the insecure, petty, childish, jealous narcissist, desperate for attention. And it's always about power, right? That's what this is about. Angel Reese and the league, by backing her, has let you know no matter what you say, I can weaponize it and punish you. I control you. I control what you can and cannot say. And you may think you have it covered by not saying certain words, but I can take anything you say and use it to destroy you. Because Sandy Brondello said nothing wrong. She said nothing that had anything to do with race whatsoever. And now she's found herself in a situation where, you know what? It could be the end of her WNBA coaching career. Let's be really clear about that. Angel Reese has now multiple times made these types of claims. And not only has she not gotten any punishment, she has been backed by the league who has punished the people who have done nothing wrong. This is not going to go in a good direction. It is not going to go in a good direction for the WNBA. It's certainly not going to go in a good direction for Angel Reese because all you're doing is getting people to find their backbone, getting people to find their spine. More and more people are going to say, you know what? I've been quiet. I've seen these things. I thought, oh, yeah, we can't have that. I'm an ally, man. I'm supporting. Yeah, fuck you. I'm done. I'm out. Not only am I done and out, but I'm coming back at you harder. I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe.